The government's supposed to shut down Friday, you know that? They can't reach an agreement, so they're actually shutting the government down. So I said, what does that mean? You know what I'm thinking, and I know this is slender, and God forgive me for this, but I don't think we'll be able to tell the difference. They're not doing anything anyhow. So, you know, they shut down. Everybody go, I never noticed. Well, that's political, isn't it? And he searched heaven. I don't believe he searched nowhere. He knew where he was going to get it. There wasn't anything better in heaven than where his son was. And I know the song said we searched through heaven, and I don't believe it. Right there. He didn't have to go out of the house. Right there, his own son. I'll send him. And upon his shoulders will be the devil. Upon him. And we're going to get to that in a minute. But before we did, we needed to know we had salvation. We have that in Jesus, who's the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end, the author and the finisher of my faith, the rose of Sharon, the bright and morning star. That one that the angel told Mary, his name shall be Jesus. Without him, there's no, if you're leaving Jesus out of your church, it's headed for doom. It's headed, and I know a lot of places that they've stopped. Almost stopped preaching Jesus. I listened to a guy the other day, and I never got the feeling so warm and fuzzy in my life. But I realized he had never said anything about Jesus. Suddenly we set men up as some kind of God. Well, I heard old brother T.D. Jakes say that, and T.D. said it, it came across, he's on the TV, it ought to be true. What's the other guy, John from our San what's his name? John what? The Hagee. John Hagee. I don't know Hagee said that man got a church down there full of people. I have a church full of people. I was in San Antonio too. There's a whole bunch of people down in San Antonio. That's it. Have you ever been to Houston? Have you ever been to Houston? I'm telling you, 30,000 people ain't nothing. There's a bunch of people in Houston. And there's still a bunch of people on. I'm not impressed by the crowd or how big the church is or what your name is. What I want to know is what does God say about it? I don't care what you think about it. I don't want to read your book or what you think about it. I want to know what God said. And if I need to know what God said, I don't need to ask you. I need to ask Him. He's my counselor. I needed a mighty God. I didn't want a wimpy, fat little man sitting in the mouth. I didn't want that. And I take my shirt off. I really dislike him, but I don't want that. I don't want me. I don't want Muhammad. He's dead. I can take you where he's buried and show you. So good. They're dead. I needed a mighty God. I needed somebody to reach down in the midst of my wild mire and take me out and set my feet on solid ground. I needed somebody from that point on to stay with me, that wouldn't leave me, would not forsake me, wouldn't go, oh God, he did it again, I'm not going to do it. I needed mighty God. For 13 years, nearly 13 years, I was on Oxycontin. I was very addicted to it. You get addicted to it in about 6 weeks. I was on it for 13 years. And in that process, they all told me, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. And in that process, I was building a church and going on, and had I not, I think the times had that, I would have not been able to do all the things I did. Because I finally had to have operations, and I did those operations, and more painkiller, more this, more that. And I'm not going to lay that off on the back, because I just took a drop of water. I took it. And at that point, I thought that's what I had to do. Later on, I realized I was taking, I didn't need them. I began about the last 3 years of that, abusing. And when I went down to South Florida, and I don't know, it's for watersheds, what's it called? That's a free deal for watershed. They always send me some kind of money in there. When I went in there, everything was quitting. Some of it had already quit. My kidneys had just about shut down. Everything. My heart rate was low. I had my blood pressure was high. My intestines, it was just done. I couldn't even drink water at times because it was not processing through my throat, and it was just dead. My liver was horrible. They were concerned about my liver Lawman and that. And he told me that's dead out. He said, well, I'll take it, the enzymes and liver out, everything bad. You know what he did? He said, we're going to try to do our best, and I'm going to give you a recommendation. I'll send a note with you that you came back to your doctor to do whatever you need to do. She said, it's going to take a while. I said, all right. And before I went down there, I told the Lord I wanted to do this, and I said, you've got to help me through this. And I know I've said this before, and I've asked you to do a lot of things for me, but I need you to do this. I need you to be with me. I cannot go from Matador to South Florida by myself. I can't do it. I stayed there 27 days, 28 days, 28 days to leave. And, well, you could leave anytime you wanted to, but they would set your bags out on the curb, and South Florida's a long way from here. My return ticket was in the office, and I didn't want to, But it was cool. It was a nice place. It cost about, I think, we figured out it was about $4,700 a day, $4,800 a day in insurance. Oh, hallelujah. They said, we'll just take whatever the insurance pays. I don't want the insurance paid, but they were happy. I'm glad to be there. And they began to feed me healthy stuff. And I didn't let them feed my mind a lot of stuff because they were pushing stuff out of the league. And every now and then you get a little somebody that was a little Christian act, but most of it was, God is the universe, energy, and all this stuff. And, you need to concentrate on the 12 steps to get out of this thing. And I went, sure, fine. But when they made me head of the peer group after about 10 days, I was there, and that was unusual. Thank God, we began to pray for people. We began to bring people up there and lay hands on them. We were having such a good time, we almost didn't know when to quit. And in the midst of all that, I did eat well. I did do the things they told me to do. They gave me medication for a while and then quit. I didn't take anything else. They said a little bit of stuff, like a bit of aspirin for a while, or any back pain, which I didn't have it. I left. They were supposed to do everything. Yeah, they come to draw blood again. They just psyched me. They just stick the needle in there, they just keep putting needles on. I said, man, y'all, I'm going to fight here. And y'all just put the needle on that. And they got about 6. And that was about a week before I left. And I saw that doctor 2 or 3 times before after that. And the last time I was going to see her, the last night I was there, I said, I'm assuming on all that stuff y'all took off me, I'm not dying. He said, oh, I needed to talk to you about that. I said, oh, Lord, I am dying. Yeah, and I'm in South Florida, and I'm dying. I don't have a way home. My wife had actually, bless her heart, she actually asked me to leave and not come back. And that's something, 34 years, and she couldn't stand to eat it any longer. She said, you don't change, don't you know? My oldest son had already told me. He didn't want nothing to do with it. And in the midst of all that, I'm now dying. No, I'm dying. Well, we don't want to die. Down here, they don't bury us on lock away. He said, yes, sir, Chris. I said, I need to talk to you about this. He said, I've been looking at this and going over. He said, over twice. I said, I called the lab and made sure. I said, oh, God, it's advanced to the last stage. I just looked this good before I like a lantern down, jack-o'-lantern, leave you like, I'm just going to dry up and it's going to fall over. He said, I'll be looking at this. Tell me what about this. I'll be right back. He said, look at this right here. Now look at this right here. He said, come around and look around. So I walked over and said, look right here. See that right there? I said, yeah. He said, you know what that means? I said, no. He said, I'm going to tell you. This is your liver. This is when you came in. This is what it is now. These are your kidneys. This is where they were. This is where they are now. This is, he began to go through everything. My blood pressure was 117 over about 70 that day that we did that. Which he thought, he was like, man, when he did it again, he didn't believe it. But when he got through me, he said, I'm going to tell you something. I've never seen anything like this in my life. He said, your liver is absolutely perfect. Where your kidneys are not damaged. There's no damage to your liver. They were afraid I have cirrhosis. My God! You can't go through that and get through it and come out on the other side better than when you came in if you don't have a mighty God. We don't give him the credit he's due for what he can do for us. And sometimes we refuse to let him do anything. Because some guy in the book said, don't worry about that. There's not part of that. We thought we'd taken worship completely out of churches. There used to be a time that they would sing, and they would sing, and they would sing, and people would worship and worship. And if you've ever been in Pentecost very long, You gotta understand, them people are gonna sing 45 minutes an hour. Now, if you want to think this, you're supposed to leave because when you come back in 45 minutes, for an hour, they're gonna sing. And you're not going to stop them, but in the midst of that singing, and I'm not talking about the one where they chant and wave and weave. I'm just talking about singing songs like we sang a while ago. Just continue singing those and letting people get in a one-on-one with God and realize that He's the one that can take care of everything that they have need of that morning if they'll just sit still long enough to realize how mighty He is. The disciples were on ship, they were going somewhere. They're always on ship going somewhere, and they got in trouble, and a storm came, and they had already been through this. I don't think they've already been through this before. They did it before, but whatever one, they didn't learn anything from last because he did the same thing. But he was asleep in the bottom of the ship. And I remember one going down there and shaking him. I mean, I can almost see that. Don't you even care that we're going to die? He didn't go down there and say, don't you care that we're going to die? He shouted, I'm migrating. Don't you care? Jesus never spoke a word. He went out and said, peace. Be still.